Hey everyone, Effie here. Today I'm going to introduce our new Rose Blossoms Layering Stencils. This is a 6-piece stencil collection. You have two main rose stencils, and then right here, and then you have two additional floral stencils. Then we have one foliage stencil, and then the last stencil will just add little bits and details to your blended panel. Once you've blended with your favorite inks, this is what your finalized panel is going to look like. And then we have our coordinating dies available for purchase separately, but more on the dies later. So let's get started with the first stencil. Locate the largest rose, and then these 3 roses, you want to make sure they're going from the bottom left-hand corner to the top right corner. Positioning is very important if you plan on using the coordinating dies. So for this first stencil, I'm going to use our bubblegum dye ink and an ink blending brush. Now, as you're blending on the first stencil layer, you want to add some additional registration marks at the corners of your stencil so that you know exactly where to lay your next stencil. Stencil number 2 is just going to add additional details to the roses that we just blended. And for this layer, I'm going to use our cherry dye ink, and this ink just coordinates so beautifully with our bubblegum dye ink. This is one of my favorite color combinations, and in the samples that I show you later, you're going to see this color palette repeat itself in many of the panels. So we're going to move on to the next stencil. You're going to make sure this larger negative piece is on the left side, and then the smaller, more cropped floral is on the right side. For stencil number 3, I'm using our azurite dye ink to blend on this layer. Once this stencil is complete, I'm going to move on to stencil number 4, which is going to add details to these beautiful blue florals, and I'm using our Italian denim dye ink. You can experiment with all of your different ink combinations. It's going to be really fun because the results are gorgeous. This is the foliage stencil. Locate these 2 leaf clusters on the right, and then you have this lone bigger leaf that's on the left side, and you're just going to place it over your blended panel and use your favorite green ink to blend this layer. I'm using our spring salad dye ink for this layer. There's only one foliage layer for this collection, but you can manually add details, and I'll show you that in a video later on. So once we're done with the foliage layer, we're going to use the last stencil, and this is just going to add some additional details. You have the 3 kind of tiny dots, and then you have these 2 pieces, and you want to make sure that they're facing to the top left-hand corner when you're placing it onto your blended panel. I'm using our lemon drop dye ink and a really small detail makeup brush to add the yellow details to the centers of the blue flowers, and then I'm going to take another makeup brush and blend some soft amethyst into these areas here, and voila, our blended panel is complete. Almost complete, because we're going to do some die cutting now. But before we move on to die cutting, I just want to show you guys all of the panels that I created with our new Rose Blossoms layering stencils. They're just so gorgeous. I'm loving all the color combinations. Really, any color combination you choose is just going to be stunning because the design is so pretty. These are the 2 coordinating dies that are available separately, and they're going to allow you to die cut the top and bottom borders of your blended panel. Once you've die cut your piece, you can use this solid piece as is for one project on cards or scrapbooking or whatnot, or you can cut it in half to create 2 different projects or a continuous, more narrow border. Now check out these finished die cut pieces. How cool are these? I'm so excited to introduce our new Rose Blossoms layering stencils to you guys. These are available for pre-order right now, and they will begin shipping around July 23rd. If I receive the product sooner, they will ship sooner. I hope you guys enjoyed today's introduction video. Let me know what you think of our new stencils. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I'm updating it regularly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.